In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. I'm your host Charlie, the country conservative, and co-host Brendan, from the Brendan Statler Show. We are your source for conservative news. Now on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots and fellow citizens, welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, the nightly beacon of truth, reason, and unwavering conviction. I'm your host Charlie, the country conservative.
And I'm Brendan Statler of the Brendan Statler Show and Free Soil Media.
And I'm honored to be your guide through the rough currents of our nation's discourse. As the sun sets and the stars emerge, we gather here not as mere spectators, but as active participants in the grand theater of ideas. Our microphones are our swords, our words, our armor, and our commitment to liberty, our unyielding shield. So let us embark on this journey together, shall we? The world outside these studio walls is chaotic, my friends. The winds of change blow fiercely, threatening to uproot the very foundation of our republic. But fear not, we stand firm, anchored by the bedrock principles that have guided us for centuries. And tonight we're diving into the heart of the matter. We dissect the headlines, peel back the layers of spin, and reveal the raw truth that often eludes the mainstream media. No, we won't shy away from uncomfortable conversations. We won't tiptoe around the issues that matter most to you, the hardworking men and women who fuel this great nation. Because we believe in limited government, not because it's fashionable, but because it's essential. We believe in personal responsibilities, not because it's easy, but because it's right. We believe in free markets, not because they are flawless, but because they empower individuals to rise above their circumstances. Our microphones crackle with passion. Our voices echo with spirit of our founding fathers. We invoke the wisdom, not as relics of the past, but as torchbearers for the future. They dared to dream of a land where freedom wasn't just a word. It was a living, breathing force that shaped destinies. Let us rally around the Constitution, that sacred parchment that binds us together. Let us defend the Second Amendment, not as a gun enthusiast, but as guardians of individual sovereignty. Let us champion free speech, not because it's convenient, but because it's the lifeblood of democracy. We dissect policy proposals, scrutinize candidates, and hold those in power accountable. We don't pledge allegiance to party labels. We pledge allegiance to timeless principles. We are not beholden to whims of the chattering class. We are beholden to the truth. As the clock strikes 9 p.m., grab your headphones, settle into your favorite armchair, and join us. Let the fire of convictions warm your soul. Let the camaraderie of fellow conservatives embolden your resolve. And remember, this isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, fueled by your passions, your questions, and your unwavering commitment to the American dream. Thanks for being part of the Conservative Viewpoint, and the show begins now. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. We had a hell of a show last night, 3 hours, 10 minutes worth of wow. But we got through it, and I still got up this morning and did that damn morning show. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it because I couldn't sleep. So I was down here, so I did it. I grabbed a shower, got down here, and went through it. Now I'm ready to go back to bed. So we're ready for another awesome show with you guys in chat. So with that being said, let's get this party started now. Oh, right. Let's see. Where was I going to start at? I was going to start it. You wanted to put yours out there first, Brendan.
Yeah, I could put it out there.
All right, go ahead.
So all of you have seen the news of the Microsoft outage that took place today. Now, this is just a thought that I have. What are the odds that they are going to blame this on the Russians? They blame the Russians for everything else that happens. You'll remember back in 2016, and I'm going to play this video here later. I wasn't able to download it because it was kind of a last minute thing, me coming on here tonight. But Hillary Clinton said back in 2016 on the campaign trail that she would treat a cyber attack as an act of war. As many of you are aware, they have been looking for any opportunity to go to war with Russia. Are they going to blame this on the Russians, and then that could possibly bolster a conflict with Russia, between Russia and the United States? We will have to see.
Sounds like they're pushing for it, that's for sure, because that was a hell of a hack that they got into.
Yep. I'm going to see if I can download this video real quick. Like I said, it was last second me coming on here, so it's a little unorganized tonight. But go ahead, Charlie.
Now, that was a hell of a show. I want to say hi to All Roads Lead to Home on Rumble there, and Georgette. How are you, Georgette? And she says, Brendan, that was my first thought. Thank you for tuning in, guys, and everybody in Whipkin. I missed most of you guys last night. Thank you for coming in today. And yes, that was a hell of a cyber attack, and they're still working on it. I mean, it put down doctors' office, hospitals, airlines. It put everything down. And like Brendan said, you know they're going to blame them, and we'll see what happens. They're going to blame somebody. So we're going to see what happens. But now I'm going to go on to, I added these, well, there's 4 videos. I broke the CNN one down into 3 smaller groups. But these are responses from the Democrats. And I want you to hear each one of them. They're not very long. The first one's 18 seconds, 1 minute, a little minute and a half, and a minute. But you have to listen to these because we guessed this last night because of their bullshit. And you know they were going to try to spin it. So I want you guys to listen to this first one.
That the challenge of being a fact checker in this modern era, especially of President Trump, is one, he says so many things that are not accurate within a short period of time. But 2, it's quite frequently you say the same lies or misstatements over and over and over.
Now they are talking about Biden or Trump lying. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a shock. I mean, what else are they going to go to? By the way, before we get too deep in this, you mind if we play this that Hillary Clinton one real quick? It's only 13 seconds.
Okay. All right, take a listen to this, guys.
President, I will make it clear that the United States will treat cyber attacks just like any other attack. We will be ready.
Okay, that was good enough. You get the idea anyway. She said as if she were president, she would treat cyber attacks as any other attack. So again, are they going to blame the Russians, and they're going to try to spark a conflict with Russia, which we are a very real possibility of happening right now. That would have catastrophic consequences for us here in the United States if that were to happen. So that's something to definitely keep a lookout for.
No, ain't no doubt there. I didn't even know she ever said that. So, oh my God. All right, let's get down through. Hey, Lee's in the house. I saw Rowdy on there earlier. Sean, Pat. Hey, everyone. Tammy. I saw Tammy. Yep, there she is. All right, here's the next one, guys. Now, this is with that nerd that was sitting there beside him on the first video. And you got to listen to this geek talk. I get so sick of these lies, but I said I was going to watch for a couple of these. Now watch this.
How did tonight's speech match up?
It was a remarkably long acceptance speech, Jake, and a remarkably dishonest acceptance speech. I counted at least 22 false claims from Donald Trump on first listen. Let's start with one of the wildest claims he made. Listen to what he said about the state of the world when he was president.
The world was at peace. Our opponents inherited a world at peace and turned it into a planet of war. We're in a planet of war. The whole world was at peace, and now the world is blowing up around us.
This is false. Trump did not achieve world peace when he was president, certainly wasn't at peace when he left office. There were active wars or armed conflicts in dozens of nations in 2020, 51 by one research institution's count, and then 51 again in 2021. Trump handed President Biden ongoing civil wars in Yemen and Syria, of course an unresolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Israeli-Iranian conflict, a war in Ethiopia. I could go on for a while, but I don't have time because there were so many other false claims.
Were not wars, they were conflicts, and everybody had their skirmishes. This little fucking dweeb. Oh my god. See what I mean?
Yeah. You're never going to establish complete world peace. I don't care who you are. I mean, that's just impossible. There's going to be conflicts around the world till the end of time. There has been since the beginning of time. There will be till the end of time. But what Trump was referring to with this, and these assholes at CNN know this, but you know they gotta present themselves like they're smarter than everyone else when they actually don't know anything. What Trump was referring to was his historic peace deals throughout the Middle East. We didn't have conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine, and you go down the list. I mean, Kim Jong-un wasn't messing around while Trump was in office. I mean that is what Trump was referring to in that speech. He wasn't going up there and saying there was absolutely no conflicts throughout the world.
Right. That's
not at all what he was saying. And anybody with, with half a brain could understand that that's what he was saying. So they just got to find something to fact check him on to, try to twist his words and that, so they could fact check him to make him look bad, although it's not working anymore. So It takes the focus off the shit show known as the illegitimate Biden regime.
Right. Well, I'm going to make a response here. Bree says, and welcome to the show, Bree. I heard that the White House says Joe Biden isn't going anywhere. He's going to fund and beat Trump again. I told you that it needed time to rebuild him. Right, Bree, but we're getting so many conflicting stories because Brendan posted that earlier today, and I posted another one that says that the family... yeah, just like what you said, and I posted a different news article, sorry. But this one is from Yahoo I'm looking at right now. It says Biden family starts discussing his possible exit plan from 2024 race. There are so many different stories going on out there. I guarantee he's going to go. It's the point of when.
Right.
But I think it was, who was it yesterday broke that? Newsmax?
Yeah, it was Mark Halperin, I believe.
Yeah.
Max. But like I said to you before we went live, Charlie, I can't help but wonder what they are trying to cover up, because I really believe at this point that this is all a distraction, that the Democrats that are saying they want Biden to drop out and the Democrats that say they're standing behind Biden and want Biden to continue in the race, I think this is all choreographed. I think at this point they just want that to dominate the news cycle. They already have their mind made up which direction they're going to go. But this sort of infighting that you're seeing, it's all theatrical. They're trying to take the attention off something else, and I happen to believe at this point it has something to do related to the Secret Service and the attempted assassination of President Trump. They want to take the focus off that, and they want everybody talking about, is Biden going to step down? Is Biden going to stay in the race? And when in reality, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter who the Democrats put up. The Democrats are completely cooked this election.
Right. So if they're saying that, look somewhere else for something else that they're doing.
Right. That's my point. I think that there's something that they're covering up.
Right. So Billy Bob says Hillary did say when she lost to Trump that she is the resistance, but no hate lives here. Freaking pedophile. Thank you very much, Rowdy. We're Billy Bob. That's exactly right. Everybody's saying Aaron's in the house again. All right, now let's go on to the last one, or that's not the last one, but the last CNN one, and listen to what they have to say.
So let's adjust some of those, not even all of them. He repeated his usual lie about Democrats having cheated in the 2020 election. It's nonsense. He said crime is going up. The opposite is true. It's gone sharply down in 2023 and early 2024, is now lower than it was under Trump in 2020. He said we have the worst inflation we've ever had. Again, not even close. It is 3% right now. The U.S. record is 23.7%. He said there was no inflation under him. It was low, of course, but not non-existent. It was 8% total for his presidency, 1.4% year over year in the month he left office. He said the price of groceries is up 57% under Biden. It's actually 21%. He said Democrats are proposing to quadruple people's taxes. That is imaginary. He said his tax cut was the largest in American history, not even close again. He said the Biden administration does nothing to stop migrants. Well, the administration tried to get Congress to pass a bill to tighten the border, and after Trump himself helped to kill that bill, Biden took executive action to tighten the border. Trump said he stopped human trafficking. Again, not true. He said China stopped buying oil from Iran under him. Also did not happen. He said foreign governments are deliberately sending criminals and mental health patients to the U.S. as migrants. His own campaign has been unable to provide proof for that. I certainly haven't found any myself. He said we defeated ISIS, 100% of ISIS, in a couple of months. In fact, the ISIS caliphate was declared fully liberated more than 2 years into his presidency. And there were other exaggerations about trade with China, about North Korean missile launches, about gas prices, about IRS agents. So it just went on and on and on in terms of falsehood, just like the speech went on and on and on itself.
A big mouth punk. How many lies are we going to count there? I don't even have to go all over them because every single one of them was a lie with him. And oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, everything that he just said was a lie in itself, you know.
Right.
It's amazing how we didn't have fact checkers until the truth started getting out. But he says, and of course, don't have enough time to go through all of them. But he talks about inflation. You know, I'm not going to lie and say that I know the exact percentage off the top of my head, but you know, everybody knows that grocery prices are through the roof. They're at record highs right now. Everybody knows this, and he talks about the border not being secure, however he phrased it exactly. We didn't have anywhere near the extent of human trafficking and fentanyl pouring over the border when President Trump was in office, and there was just so much there. I could probably attack this whole thing, but you know, I would waste the rest of the show. But I mean, it's just everything that CNN said is all a complete lie. I mean, we'll have to go through this again at some point and completely dissect this, because I bet we could poke holes in every single one of those assertions that Democrat operative made.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's just totally ridiculous. And of course, Tammy says, Clinton News Network. What do you expect? Exactly right.
I prefer the Communist News Network, but I guess it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, exactly right. Got a new face in the house. Daniel. Welcome, Daniel, to the show. Everyone, welcome, Daniel. Dolores? That's a new one, too. Hi there, Dolores. Lefts are liars, but everyone knows now. Exactly right. That's for sure. Welcome to all the new people that's pulling in today. I'm loving this, guys. It's awesome. Okay, now I got another one for you. I got one more before I get into the stuff that I actually planned for the show. So this one is where's he at? Oh, greeting. 1, 2, first piece of shit. Oh, some moron Democrat. I don't even know the guy. I can't even remember. They said his first name, but they didn't say his last name. But you got to listen to this idiot. He was at the RNC. What the hell is the Democrat doing at a Republican National Convention? I don't know. But take a look at what he has to say. And this is the last one that I wanted to get the Democrats' response on Trump's speech. I knew they were going to say some stupid shit like they have. So take a look at this.
Democrats say that is deception. They also point to some of his messaging tonight. He did not mention abortion, which is a huge issue. It's certainly one that Democrats are running and fundraising on. Democrats believe that the economy is actually better, pointing to the fact that the Dow Jones hit over 40,000 points back in May, and that inflation is down, at least looking back to June, by 0.1% of a percent. Joe had this to say when we interviewed him earlier.
The former president sounds subdued tonight, but the words and the tone don't diminish what happened in the 4 years that he was in the White House, and they do not make real the vision of America that he is trying to sell to the American people tonight. The economy under Joe Biden is doing much better than anyone thought it would have 4 years ago, including much better than Donald Trump thought it would 4 years ago. That's the reality, and you're not hearing that from the stage today.
That's not even close to reality. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, to answer your question, what is the Democrat doing at the RNC? I mean, there are plenty of Democrats to go to the RNC. I mean, look, Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Lady G. Graham were there.
Was that Fed woman that you reposted somebody's thing about? Was that FBI agent there in the crowd?
She was in the crowd at the Trump rally. I'm not sure about.
Oh, was it at the rally? Okay, yeah, I couldn't tell where it was at.
Yeah, it was at the rally. She was right behind Trump when he got shot, and we should. I shared that video on my personal X account for anyone that wants to watch it. I shared it pretty recently, so it should be easy to find. But yeah, there's I mean, that's a completely different topic than what we were talking about before. But I mean, there are a lot of holes in this assassination attempt story. House is going to hold hearings soon. This is actually one hearing that I would say is absolutely necessary from the House. As much as we beat up on them for doing hearings, I think this is one that is definitely necessary.
Oh, most definitely. And this is what gets on my nerves. That these guys, I knew they were going to pull some kind of shit. And I heard one earlier that Trump was mumbling out and just speaking out of his head and stuff like that. And it's like, oh my God, these people will stoop to nothing. And the guy said it though. He said that the Democrats are running off of abortions. This is what they're trying to base their elections off of, killing babies. And everybody in chat is like totally against. Hey, Madeline, totally against the abortion part. And this is what Democrats are running off of: murder.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they are the party of BLM, which doesn't stand for Black Lives Matter. It stands for burn, loot, and murder.
Right.
And, they can't run on anything else other than to attack Trump. I mean, like I've said 100 times, probably even more. Whatever they accuse Donald Trump of doing is what they're guilty of doing themselves. They're saying that Trump was incoherent and rambling yesterday.
Yes.
That's what that dipshit Harry Sisson put on Twitter either last night or this morning. I don't remember. In all fairness, he probably didn't even watch any of the convention because he was too busy having his face buried in Joe Biden's lap throughout the entire thing, I'm sure. But they know that their candidate sucks. They know that he's a mumbling retard who can't take a piss without wetting the front of his pants. So they have to try to paint Donald Trump in that light. I mean, they think it's going to help him win, but nobody's buying that bullshit. I mean, everybody saw the debate.
Yep.
You had Trump versus Biden. There was no comparison. Biden couldn't even complete a sentence. I mean, you saw the Democrat reaction that night. And we're going to say now that Donald Trump was incoherent and was rambling throughout his speech?
Exactly.
I mean, come on. Really?
Exactly. Jamal, welcome. MSNBC only showed snippets and spent the whole time lying about everything. Just like all of them, Jamal. What else we got here? Faye's in the house. Howdy, how, Faye? And we're going down through here. Wait. Daniel, they love to, and they are trying to make abortion an issue again. Short answer is it's a state issue, unlike the border. That's probably why Trump didn't say anything about it, because they're putting it back to the states to take care of, not a federal government thing.
That's the point I was just going to make, was that is the reason that Donald Trump did not bring it up, because Donald Trump does not plan on taking any action on abortion. What people do not realize is that Roe versus Wade should have never passed in the first place. The duty of the Supreme Court of the United States is to interpret the Constitution and make rulings based off of the Constitution. The Constitution does not say one word about abortion. You can look all through the Constitution. It does not mention abortion once, because when the Constitution was written, nobody was having abortions. So therefore, it is a state issue, not a federal issue, and it should play absolutely no part in this election.
Well, where does it say thou shalt not kill?
Well, it's actually thou shalt not murder, but that's in the 10 Commandments. Yes.
There you go. So they also breaking that. So
That's the
okay,
only issue they could run on. Their
Right.
entire platform sucks. I mean, what
And
else? What else do they got?
well, it's part of their violent part of the Democrats. They are the party of violence. So
Exactly. There you
Billy
are.
Bob, I played that on the show last night. Marsha chasing that dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. That's what I got for you. Forgot about this. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there because he meant this. Dan Bongino put this out just a little bit ago. Let me take these off. I can't read it with them. Dan Bongino put out a tidal wave of former and current Secret Service agents, both rank and file and managers, are reaching out to him, pleading for help. Many of them have been telling me, which is him, and anyone else who would listen for years, that the Secret Service was collapsing under the enormous weight of managerial incompetence. In the attached article, you'll see I've been discussing these issues since early 2012. Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle's is selfish, irresponsible decision to remain in position is a genuine national security crisis for our country. Her leadership has already played a significant role in one tragedy, and another one is likely under her failed leadership. If this mess isn't immediately cleaned up, I assure you we will lose a president. That just came out from him today.
Absolutely.
He put out. So, and he's exactly right. And it tells you when he still has people in the Secret Service and stuff that have been worried about this. But of course, they're going to be worried about their jobs, because anybody that's caught talking to him and putting out shit that they're not supposed to, or keeping secrets, will be fired, and they're not allowed to be fired. But that's what will happen, because they've been doing it to whistleblowers. Even though it's against the law to do it, they still do it.
Yep.
So,
yeah, this needs cleaned up immediately, and but unfortunately, it's not going to happen, because from what I understand, when it comes to the Secret Service director, that is Joe Biden's authority alone to fire the head of the Secret Service, and he's not going to do that. We know that. So, unfortunately, I think that's going to have to wait till President Trump takes office again.
yeah, most definitely. Where Face said something. Face says Democrats trample the Constitution and get away with it every time they turn it around. Faye, exactly right. And Jamal says the entire Democrat establishment is corrupt and un-American. They are traitors and enemies of the state, and they are deep state. Most definitely right. They need to run them all off the property. Billy Bob. Yeah, they do. That's for sure. I mean, this is just, they are the most lawless party ever, and they're doing it right in front of our face, out in open, and nothing's being done about it. That is why we have to get Trump in there, because nothing's ever going to get done to them, and they are going to destroy more of this country than they already have. So
Yeah.
we got to do something by November.
Yeah, back to the abortion issue real quick. I mean, this is the same party that supports mutilating children. I mean, the Democrat Party really, I mean, Republicans suck too, as I've said before, but the Democrat Party has truly turned satanic. It really has. I mean, this is demonic what we see from the Democrat Party today. I don't understand. Like, honestly, I will say this, and people will understand what I say after this. I'm conservative, of course, but I'm perfectly fine with liberals. I think what we're classifying as liberals today is not correct. This is just evil, what we're seeing today. I believe that conservatives and liberals can live in harmony together. I really believe that. That's what America was founded on, really, was people with different ideas getting together. And, I think that's a great vision to have for this country. But the problem is, what we're classifying as liberals today is not liberalism. This is truly authoritarian and demonic, what we're seeing from the majority of the Democrat Party today, and it needs to be defeated. We cannot unify with these people that support these radical agendas. We have to defeat them. We can't look for unity with these people. They have to be defeated.
Oh, most definitely. I'm going to get back up here to where I wanted to go with Kelly McEnany. Yeah, okay, here's the one that you were talking about. And I want to get into this. Now, we got Newsmax commentator that Halperin about Biden and the exit from the White House likely to happen by Sunday, which is, 2 days away. Now, we've all known this for a couple of days. We've known it for a lot longer, but it took the Democrats forever to act like Joe Biden's weakness and medical problems just took off out of nowhere. Now, I want you to take a look at this video of Kelly McEnany, Trump's old press secretary. Now she's a Fox News contributor, about Biden's exiting from the race. Now, this is what I mean about having all these different stories. But now it also has Gumby in it. So let me find her. And, I hate that guy. He's a freaking annoying as hell. So
I agree.
So take a look at this real quick.
Well, we alert to this breaking news. Now, President Biden's campaign effectively on hold. He's isolating in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, after testing positive for COVID-19. And after that news broke, Biden was seen, look at him there, walking gingerly down the small stairs of Air Force One, the same stairs he struggled to walk up just moments before. He went one step at a time, even pausing for breaks. But Biden's COVID diagnosis, that may not be his biggest concern. The calls for him to exit the race are back, and they are growing louder and louder. They're coordinated. Nancy Pelosi reportedly told Biden that he cannot beat Trump, and his persistence could destroy the party's chances of winning the House. And Senate Leader Chuck Schumer, someone for whom Biden has a ton of respect for, also House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, they said the same to him behind closed doors. And now it appears the pressure is mounting. Axios reporting that top Democrats believe Biden will exit the race possibly as soon as this weekend. And it's widely known that President Biden likes to start his day by watching MSNBC's Morning Joe. He's really close with Joe Scarborough. Well, here's what Biden likely watched as he was having his morning coffee.
It's really incumbent on people that are around Joe Biden to step up at this point and help the president and help the man they love and do the right thing.
Now, I skipped over a couple of the videos. One of them's Adam Schiff calling, you believe bug-eyed bastard, actually calling for him to step down. And then I've got another one about the Democrat Party wanting more people wanting him to step down. And then they want to sit there and act like he's not going to step down. But you believe that actually Gumby-looking Scarborough is actually saying something about somebody needs to do the right thing, that piece of shit that lies constantly, is just about as liar as Joe Biden, and about getting him out of the race. I was shocked to even hear that come out of his mouth. So, but Joe Biden's not letting go to the presidency because he said that he wants to make a sweeping change in the Supreme Court before he continues to ruin this country. Now they want to continue stacking the Supreme Court so they put liberal idiots in there so they can keep stealing elections and getting away with all their lawlessness. And they want to put a cabinet in there of morons, making it look like the movie Idiocracy. Now, if you've never watched it, look at it and you'll see this is what's going on right now. So you got to take a look at this next video real quick here. And it is of Joe Biden wanting to stack the Supreme Court. Take a look at this.
New this morning, President Biden is reportedly planning to endorse major changes to the Supreme Court, one of them being limiting the term for justices. Cleo Green joins us here in studio with more. Now, Cleo, this would take a lot for something like this to happen.
Yes, and we're going to get into that because Biden really has some big plans right now, but they're not going to be easy to just happen overnight. So this morning, political experts say President Biden is now zeroing in on the Supreme Court with plans for a dramatic overhaul. So let's list out some of those major changes. Now, the Washington Post reports the president could endorse term limits for high court justices and then an ethics code that is actually enforceable. He also said he's set to be considering a constitutional amendment that would eliminate the possibility of broad immunity for constitutional office holders, including the president. But here's the deal. These changes would need congressional approval, and the constitutional amendment would require 38 states to ratify it. So it seems very unlikely at this point.
Exactly right. Now, I got another comment right here I got to put in real quick. I just got it from Rumble. And, whoops, let me put this up here real quick. Have you seen anything today to suggest that a 20-year-old kid was a lure for the Secret Service sharpshooter so that the actual sharpshooter can kill Trump, indicating two men trying to kill Trump? I did not hear anything about that. I don't know if anybody else has. Brendan, did you hear anything about that?
No, I can't say that I've heard anything about it, but I mean, you go back and look at videos that are circulating around social media, particularly on X. It looks pretty clear that there was another shooter on top of the water tower. So I think it's entirely possible that that's what's going on here. That, the 20-year-old Crooks, the name that they're putting out there, was essentially the fall guy. And, whoever was on the water tower was probably, if I had to guess, involved in the FBI or CIA, one of the three-letter agencies. But like we've said many times, this entire thing just screams inside job. I mean, we went into the Times before, at least 3 hours and 26 minutes. They knew of this threat, and they still let the president go on stage. I mean,
exactly.
That's not incompetence.
Exactly. Nick, how you doing? Welcome to the show. American Rebellion's in the house. I caught you earlier there, Jerry, but I didn't get to mention you. But American Rebellion's in the house. I hope you guys check out his show. He's been on every day this week. I was shocked. So I'm not sure what days he's on, but it used to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. And now he was on every day this week. So make sure you guys check out his show here on Wimkin, WIMKIN.com. Check it out. Get your app. Download it. Okay, back to the show. Madeline, okay. Jamal, Democrats going crazy. The idea of lower food prices, lower gas prices, lower rent prices is just too much for them, freaking idiots. Exactly right. Now, did you see where it's not Joe Biden, but it's whoever puppet master is. They are wanting to get involved in private owners' rents, and they want rent control. And they're going to try to control private people from not letting them raise rent on people when inflation like this goes up because of the overspending of the worthless Democrats in this country that causes our inflation to go through the roof. And I had to block some idiot on Facebook today because he wouldn't listen. He's trying to say because the people that come over here and the product supply that was caused by COVID caused the inflation. When Trump left office, inflation was 1.9%. And now we're over 5%. That skinny ass dude from CNN is lying when he said 3%. He's full of shit. So these people, and they listen to him. And this guy dude sitting there arguing with me all day today about inflation and stuff. And he was totally wrong and totally moron on Facebook. And I just got sick of him and I blocked his dumb ass.
Well, all I'll say when everybody argues about inflation, okay? I know what I was paying at the grocery store and what I was paying for gasoline when Donald Trump was in office. And I know what I'm paying now, and I know that it is a tremendous increase from the days of the Trump administration. I mean, it's just amazing that they preach this stuff. You know, the media and the Democrats, I mean, really, they're the same group, I guess.
Yeah.
They preach this stuff, and they really think that people are so dumb that they'll believe it. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Trump was in, and we were paying far less money than we're paying today. When did gas start going up? As soon as Biden completely cut the Keystone XL pipeline. That is when gas started going through the roof along with everything else, because the price of gas, particularly diesel, affects everything else you purchase.
Exactly. Denny Boy's in the house on Rumble also. He was on last night. He says let's put this up there. It's easier to read up there. This is a conundrum for the Democrats. Why would it be the best for Biden to drop out of the race, not also resign from office? We don't want him to resign. If he's not fit to hold office, how long has he been unfit? Exactly right.
Well, if
that's the big question is when, and he does pull out of the race, why? That's the only thing they need to answer. Why? Why is he pulling out? Now, what's their excuse going to be? Because if it is medical reasons, they better give a why medical reason.
Right. I agree 100%. And also, I think that if he's not able to campaign and he drops out of the race, he should have to resign immediately. If you are not fit to campaign and run for re-election, which should really be called reinstallment, then you were unfit to be president, or at least hold the title president, until January 20th. You should have to resign immediately. I mean, how does that make sense to anybody? The man's not fit to run a campaign, but he's fit to remain president until January 20th? I mean, come on.
No kidding. Lee says
make that make sense, Charlie.
Yeah, you can't. Lee says 5% my ass though. My groceries are more than triple in the fuel. And I had paperwork. I did a video before I started live streaming on this shit, and I had all the numbers of how much the prices have went up under Biden. And these idiots can't understand the fact that we know what it was. We paid $1.89 for gas under Trump. I paid $2 even for my diesel under Trump. That was at the lowest point. And then it went up a little bit, but it didn't go above $3 when Trump was under. But as soon as Biden, like Brennan said, got in here, he signed away all of Trump's orders and everything shot through the roof. Trump had him at one time, and you guys got to remember this, where the barrels of oil were minus $31 a barrel. They were actually paying us for oil. So these people, they forget that shit, and they want to try to turn it around because people forget in the 4 years of this amended ass fool being in there what Trump did. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. It's unreal.
Yeah, and a little context for everybody. Put the gas in perspective. Me and Charlie live in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is the third highest gas tax state in the nation, only behind California and New York. Okay, so Trump had us as low as below $2 while he was in office. Now, this was during the height of the COVID scamdemic, and it did go down because many people weren't traveling, yes. But pre-COVID, it was always just above $2. For Pennsylvania, that is unheard of. Just above $2 for gas in Pennsylvania is freaking phenomenal. Now we're paying over $4 some places.
I'm paying almost $5.
$3 and $4 a gallon. Yeah, diesel's over $5 now.
That's why I go to West Virginia, because I can get it for $3.69. I think I paid for it last weekend.
Right.
And compared to ours, almost $5 here. So who the hell are they trying to kid?
Just for regular gasoline, I quit paying attention to it, honestly, because honestly, what am I going to do? Not get gas? But there was a point where we were paying $4.25 a gallon.
Yeah, no shit there.
Since Biden has been in, I mean, and they really think that we don't notice this. They don't think that we notice that we're paying just about double going, just somewhere like Walmart to get groceries for the week.
Right.
I went, didn't get anything really extra and got a lot of Walmart name brand stuff. It was still $300.
Well, my wife ordered from Walmart today. We got 3 bags, half full in each bag, and it was $100 just for a couple of items. I mean, it's ridiculous. But Sean actually says a 10-pound tube of hamburger was $16. Now it's $36. Almost, it's over double what it was. But you go to McDonald's, there's no such thing as a dollar menu anymore.
No.
I used to go, and I like just plain hamburgers for McDonald's, and I get a couple of them. They were 99 cents. Shit, I get that and a sweet tea. I'm righteous for under $5. Now, a hamburger with just a couple pickles, ketchup, and mustard on it is almost $3.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, there are many examples. I could do McDonald's too. Me and my girlfriend went. We each just got a meal. It was almost $20. I canceled the order. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm paying $20 for 2 people at McDonald's. Another example, Dollar General. You remember when you could go into Dollar General with $20, leave with so many items, almost a whole cart full. Now you go in there, you're spending $30 for just a couple items.
Well, even Taco Bell did that too. Yeah, Taco Bell did the same thing. They used to have dollar tacos. Hell no, you can't even get a dollar taco anymore. And there ain't shit on them tacos.
No, I used to go to Taco Bell all the time because you could get so much food and it was so cheap, dirt cheap. Not anymore. I went to Taco Bell once since Biden has been in office, and I spent just about $20 on just myself. And before I was spending, it was rare if I was spending over $10 for just myself. Now it's doubled, and a little over doubled, actually.
Right, exactly. And Vic said there's nothing he's done should be legal. Exactly right. There's nothing that man has signed because he is not mentally capable of signing anything right now. So somebody should be legal.
Good.
Right, and he should have those nuke nuke codes taken out of his pocket because he should not have access to that.
Everything that Joe Biden has done should be null and void because he is illegitimate. He is an illegitimate president. Everything that he has done should be wiped completely clean.
Well, it's just his mental status, because if you are mentally impaired in any way, if you are drunk, you can't even go to court.
Right.
Because you are not able to defend yourself. So that is the same way with a mentally handicapped person like Joe Biden is right now. So he should not have any signatures on anything, which we know it's not his signature anyways. The twin Jill Biden is signing everything, or Obama is telling him, all right, write this way, and with the strings that he's holding on to the top of them for. So yeah, everything he's done should be wiped out, no matter what. If all the orders that he signed off on Trump should go right back into place.
It absolutely should, because like I said, it should happen anyway, not only for his mental, his mental status, but he's illegitimate. He is not.
We can't do the usual illegitimate stuff because the election went through and nobody's fighting it now. So we know he's illegitimate.
We're just not seeing anybody fighting it. The news isn't reporting it. There are some fights going on, but I mean, just off that alone, in my opinion, it should be wiped out just because of that.
Kurt, where are you from? A 273.9 there. Where are you from, Kurt? That's pretty cheap. They really hope they don't remember. They all don't remember. Nobody wants to remember what it was. When Nicky Young is here, we're down to $1.69 or less here in Louisiana. Holy shit. $1.69.
Yeah, that was like, I don't even think we got that low for COVID, did we, Charlie?
No, hell no.
Not here in the communism of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. American Rebellion says cheeseburgers, 2 large fry, a large Coke. McDonald's used to be $10, now it's $20. Yep. And that's a shame when you can't. But you know what? and it's going to get worse, especially with them pushing that $15 an hour to flip burgers. Some places they want $20 an hour to flip burgers.
You're going to pay $50 for a Big Mac.
Yeah, no shit there.
Yeah.
And I love Big Macs, but I'm not spending that kind of money for fake meat. Now they have a real quarter pounder that they cook on site when you get there, and it's like almost $7 or something like that. So how the hell can you even afford a family to go there and eat? Like Brendan said, $20 for two of them to eat at McDonald's?
Yeah, I canceled the order. I'll go to Sheetz first and spend just about the same
for good
amount
food.
Yeah, for better food and more
Yeah.
food. You can get more food than what you would be getting for a meal at McDonald's too, and spend maybe $5 extra. Worth it to me.
We used to have a place when I was young, and it was called Peachin's, and it's up the road. It used to be up the road about 25 miles, 30 miles, something like that. But back in the days, in the early 70s and early 80s, you could take a whole family. And my father, before he died, took us all there a couple of times. And he died in 78, I think it was. So it was before that. But he took us there, and we all ate at this place. Everything we wanted, hamburgers, hot dogs, everything. And you know what? It cost $10. There was 4 kids and my mom and dad. So there was 6 of us that ate for $10. We all had 2 hamburgers, fries, drinks, and for $10. Hamburgers were like 39 cents back then. And you see the difference between now and then. The shit was so much easier. And I remember when gas prices were 75 cents. That's the lowest I can physically remember, 75 cents. Because I went to Georgia to see a girl, and I was driving her truck, and I paid 75 cents. This was back in the 90s. It was in the 90s. So look at the difference between now and then. And this places went to hell. So Whataburger. Oh my.
Never had them, but
in Texas. Kurtz in Texas. Lowest here was $2 in Florida, Jerry said. So you look at the difference, and Brendan's right. We have one of the highest gas taxes in the world, and it's supposed to go to construction. And I used to work for the state.
Terrible,
and they are terrible. And I used to work for the state. Well, before I went to the prison to work, I worked for the Department of Transportation. I was a highway construction inspector, and the roads are horrible. So they're not putting the money out to the roads that they're supposed to be getting off these gas taxes. And so you see what's going on there. They're pocketing that money in their pocket. That's what typical Democrats do. So, shit.
That's what's. There are many examples of that in our state in particular. I mean, hell, just look at the real ID that we're supposed to have here in Pennsylvania coming up, Charlie. That's going to cost more money, and that's the whole. There really is no benefit to living here in Pennsylvania anymore. I mean, honestly, everybody in our area, I think we're stupid to a degree for not picking up and going to West Virginia. I mean, we're so close, and this state is so far gone. It's terrible.
Yes, and if we didn't own our house here and everything, then I would be gone. I got a 5th wheel. I can live in it with no problem. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Texas and get some live stream from the border. I can't afford the diesel. It's going to cost me $2,000 just in diesel fuel just to get down there. So I can't do that shit.
But I wanted to move to Texas.
If I could have gotten down there, man, I could get some good stuff down there. But I will get some stuff here soon. I'm going to go on. But when I get to Deadwood, South Dakota, I am going to try to do a live stream from down there, guys. And that's coming up at the end of August. And I'm going to try to do some live stream, which the internet is spotty down there, but I should be able to get a live stream while I'm on vacation. So, and I am going on vacation again next week, but I'll let you know that closer. But I want to get into this story before we run out of time here, because this is worthless Jack Smith. We're going to get off of everything else for a little while in Biden, but he the illegally appointed special counsel, and that that Merrick Garland illegally appointed, is appealing Trump's document case, of course, from Judge Cannon, and dismissed it because it should have been dismissed because Trump had every right to have those documents, and Merrick Garland appointed Jack Smith illegally. Now, did you see, and this is not in what I had planned for today, but Hunter Biden is trying to have his gun charges and everything dismissed because of the same reason, saying that the special counsel was appointed illegally by Merrick Garland again. So now he's, and this might have been why, they weren't worried about him going to jail, because came out today that he's trying, or today or yesterday, one of the days, he's trying to get him dismissed for the same reason. So this sumbitch is coming up crazy, but I want you to watch this video real quick. It's only 31 seconds about Jack Smith.
Breaking news, Jack Smith, the special counsel in former President Donald Trump's classified documents case, has just filed a notice that he will appeal a Fort Pierce federal judge's decision to throw out the indictment. The notice of appeal comes just 2 days after Judge Eileen Cannon dismissed the case, siding with Trump's lawyers who said the special counsel was illegally appointed by the Justice Department, that it was Congress's place to make that appointment. The filing means the ruling would be reviewed by judges from the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's sitting there crying like a little baby, laying on the floor, kicking his feet, throwing a tantrum because she followed the law, and he thought he could get away with just lying with that lawless Merrick Garland, thought he could just get away with illegally appointing Jack Smith to special counsel when he had no right to do that. It's not his decision to do that. It's Congress's decision to do that. So he didn't like the idea of that.
And I want to read Aaron's comment here because this is the first thing that came to my mind also when talking about this. He says, how can Jack Smith appeal if he has no standing? Wouldn't he have to completely refile the case? I mean, I've never heard of I'm the furthest thing from a lawyer, but I've never heard of a case being thrown out for no standing and it being eligible for appeal. I would think you would have to completely refile, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think you would, because let's say, because he can still charge him with the same crime, but I don't know if he can do that either. If she dismissed it, can she charge him with the same crime, or does it have to be a different crime? I can't remember.
Like I said, furthest thing from a lawyer, but I would think that he could if he refiled it. It's only when they're found not guilty that you can't try him again, because that's double jeopardy. I don't believe double jeopardy would follow would be under no standing, being thrown out for no standing. But that's just what I would interpret. I'm furthest thing from a lawyer, so
yeah, true.
That's what I would think, though.
I was answering a comment on there. Denny Boy was making some comments, and I wasn't getting to him. And he did bring something up that I forgot, and I got to do this for Dennis. Sorry, guys. I got to do this.
I think a lot of people have the thought in their mind that they're going to do the Walking Dead thing, right? That, we're just going to take a bag and we're going to walk around and just pillage and rampage, do whatever they want, right? And it's like, that's probably the worst case scenario if you had to do that. And I would not plan for that. Hunkering down, having supplies at your house, protecting that. Yeah. Those are things you can, it's not movie magic. Yeah. These are simple things you can do. Yeah. You're probably going to lose electricity. Your cell phones aren't going to work. Do you have a plan?
Yeah.
Does your whole family have a plan of what you're going to do?
When people are preparing for this, you couldn't find a generator, because everybody's looking for whole home generation now, because there's no freezers, there's no electricity, and when you knock out, like a power grid, everything changes.
Yeah. People plan fire drills in their house.
Correct.
Your kids, what room do they go to if something's going? So it's just a natural progression of doing that, you know?
That's our don't get dead disaster factor tip of the day. Thank you, Denny Boy from Rumble, for reminding me about that. Dennis wouldn't let me live that down if I didn't get that out there for him. But the last thing on my list is Joe Scarborough again, that idiot himself, it's not good enough for him just to take shots at Trump. Now he's working on his own colleagues like Lester Holt over the questions that he gave to Biden. But now the problem is he's got Al Sharpton, the racist pig that he is and should be in jail for tax evasion, on a show with him and questioning him about that. So listen to this real quick.
You know, Rev, I want to get to a couple of things. You had a conversation yesterday with Joe Biden that I think is newsworthy. You held a press conference on Sunday talking about the need for America to come together and to be unified. You were praying for President Trump, his health, his safety moving forward. I want to get to all of that in a second. We just need to talk about that line of questioning from NBC's Lester Holt. It was an important question to ask about what President Biden said in a private fundraiser to donors. And it's a question I would have asked. I think any of us would have asked that question. But to ask that question without any context about the politically violent rhetoric that Republicans have been engaged in for close to a decade now. And we could talk about Nancy Pelosi. We could talk about the assassinations of Joint Chiefs, the hangings of Mike Pence. We could go on and on and on.
You believe that, idiot? The violent rhetoric that the Republicans do, but they don't say a damn word about the Democrats.
Yeah, I don't remember Republicans referring to their opponents as Nazis or Hitler reincarnated or a threat to the nation. I believe that was all the Democrats referring to Trump. But, I'm just enjoying, in a way, the Democrats and their operatives in the media are finally going full-blown cannibal. They're starting to eat themselves, and we knew that this was going to happen eventually, and we're seeing it take effect. I mean, they're going to completely crumble here soon. It's coming.
They're in so much chaos right now. It's unreal. And there's no stopping it. And that's why we're getting so many conflicting stories going on out there about different stuff, because these people are idiots. And there's nothing we can do about it. So, all right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Since it's Friday, we need to get out of here and enjoy the weekend. So please check out our Rumble pages, our Wimpkin pages, and our Twitter pages, and all of them. Mine, all three of the Wimpkin, Rumble, and Twitter pages are all under Country Conservative. And Brendan, go for it.
Okay, my personal one, you can find me on Rumble at the Brendan Statler Show. Twitter, you can find me at Let's Go Brendan _5. And also Wimpkin at Brendan Statler Show. I better not leave that one out. I'll get these people angry at me. For Free Soil Media, you can find us on Rumble, X, Truth Social, Getter, and Wimpkin at Free Soil Media. And we have a show coming up Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to take a look at the possible upcoming debate between J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris. So I hope you guys will tune in to watch that.
Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever you're tuning in at. Hit the thumbs up and everything. And don't forget to share our videos, even these live streams, with your friends, family, because we give the information out. You guys can put it out for us to other people so they get it. So that'll help us out a lot to get our word out before November, because like we say every time, it's just coming right around the corner. So we got to get this done. We got to win this election no matter what. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. So, dear friends, as we sign off tonight from the Conservative Viewpoint, and as we head into the weekend, I want to share a sincere wish with you. We may come from different backgrounds, hold diverse beliefs, and engage in spirited debates, but let's remember that our shared humanity unites us. So whether you're a conservative, a liberal, or somewhere in between, I hope your weekend is filled with laughter, connection, and moments of reflection. So this has been Charlie, the Country Conservative, signing off from the Conservative Viewpoint, saying good night, everyone. Have a great weekend, and see you Monday night.
Good night, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. God bless.
See ya.